got first pick now. They will be able to just grab the Graves if it's left open. But we'll see whether it's going to be as VICI looking to ban things away. It's going to be the same ban so far, just a bit of a switcheroo, as Royal are going to ban away the Trundle. The Kindred going to be the immediate answer.
So never going to get to see MLXG's Kindred till it's probably nerfed a little bit. Kindred just such a potent duelist. Good ultimate as well. And actually the Gangplank gets taken away from Lung. They didn't like that.
Yeah, well, they figure if he goes for a relevant item build, man, it'd be impossible to deal with. Potentially. Not entirely sure. But LeBlanc is going to be targeted against Xiaohu here. I mean, of course, we mentioned the fact that he's more than happy to jump on that champion any chance that he gets. Ryze is going to be taken off the board as well. Graves still hanging about. Are VICI going to throw 2 bans at MLXG? That's the question. Of course, his champion pool isn't at all a thing. Yeah, there's no problems here for MLXG, but it's a very potent champion, and they can grab it first pick if they want to. Alistair's still there. Lyssandra's still there as well. Looks like they might be delivering that to Mata. And, of course, giving Mata a playmaker, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I 100% agree with this. Last time it was first pick by Caveman to take that away from Mata. He's just such a good Alistair, able to engage and disengage with the champion. His decision-making is very good.
Dandy has to lock in Graves here, right?
Doesn't have to.
Well, that's true. I mean, he's got a lot of other champions to pick, but I have a feeling that it's a bit of a no-brainer here as VICI just... I mean, the draft is going exactly the same way around, and MLXG says, well, I've dealt with the Graves before. Firelolly tried to play it into me. May as well pick something else up. And he did so with Elise in. It looked a little bit worrying towards, I guess, the later stages of the mid-game. But other than that, he definitely played very, very well. And this could be another comfort pick he goes back to as Nidalee's being hovered.
So Nidalee is so interesting at the moment. Nidalee seems to be one of the best junglers if you're a good Nidalee player, and have 0 impact if your lanes don't have CC.
Yep.
So would not be surprised if he didn't go towards it. It's just a little bit too much of a gamble for me. Lee Sin puts out relevant early game presence as well.
Yep.
Maybe doesn't have as much of a late game damage presence, but the kick always good. Need 1 kick, Atlas. That's what I say. Lee Sin's great for 15 minutes, and then good past 40 minutes, because all you need is 1 kick to win a game.
There's that void that you get up to. Oh my goodness. The fish lister bottom lane is potentially coming in.
Or a top lane Tom Kent.
That's true. Very flexible. Unfortunately, it's not Doinby in the mid lane, so we can't, you know, consider a possible mid lane frog. Endless, though, looking to go back towards the Misfortune. And this is a combination that is very frightening to me. Collateral damage and bullet time.
You don't have to worry about it. You're not in the game.
That's true. That's true. But it does frighten me, even looking at it. Easy Hoon got a lot of options now. Has played the Lysandra so far. So they could flex that towards him. Long also capable of playing that champion, but they will probably leave it towards that last pick before we know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, you want to give it Easy Hoon the counter pick. Support. We're actually going to probably see a new support here. Thresh being hovered right now for Caveman. Of course, very good at disengaging. I still honestly like Janna against Alistair, especially when you see a Tahm Kench on the other side of the map. It's just so easy to lock in Janna, be able to keep them at bay.
Yeah.
Just very good disengage.
I think Bard Misfortune is one of the most disgusting lanes in the game.
Yeah, he doesn't really do much in the mid game. Bard players are a rare breed. If you're a good Bard player, Bard is, yeah, he's like Nidalee. Yep. Good at him, just always pick him. If you're not great at him, don't pick him.
Ever. Yeah.
Ever.
But there was a last-minute switch over to the Lucian here for Endless. Of course, the Wife Steel bottom lane coming in with the Thresh at the same time. Caveman going to try his hand at that champion for the first time today. Rek'Sai now being considered by MLXG. And Azir, I mean, you mentioned Yahoo's Azir before. Could be another option.
So top lane Tahm Kench, Azir, Kalista. That's a lot of control, a lot of kite back, but not an absurd amount of damage. Would actually like to see MLXG go back towards the damage champion here. Because, you know, they've got good peel, but he is going to lock in the Rek'Sai.
Yeah,
this is brave. This is a very different comp than what RNG have ran any of their games. I want to see if they can make it work.
Yeah, and Long looking to go back towards the Poppy as well. And that could be very scary.
So this is going to be the first tank we really see Looper on. So we'll see whether he's played Quinn, he played Poppy very much as an anti-carry, not even as a tank, was just line backing people.
Yep.
Game 1 here, he played Lysandra. That's been taken away from him by Lung this time. Tahm Kench, much different feel. See whether he's able to make anything happen.
Yeah, and MLXG is Going to go for the counter matchup here against Dandy, who has grabbed his Graves away.
So this is always fun. Ever since I saw it in Season 2 Worlds, where I think it was Rapid Star in the mid lane, you know, the famous Karthus Orianna, and then swap it back over Karthus Orianna.
Yep.
I really like watching people take a mirror matchup and be like, I'll beat you on both ends of it. So MLXG certainly has thrown the gauntlet down here to Dandy. Dandy has got the Graves this time around. We said no stranger to aggressive junglers. We'll see if he's able to make it work.
Yeah, it's true. And Dandy has already picked up a win on this particular champion so far in the LPL. Hasn't been today. We'll see whether he's going to be able to turn this one around. And VICI Gaming, they'll have to grab the momentum back from Royal Never Give Up, which puts them in a good position for game number 3 as well, you have to say. I mean, as far as mentality goes, these best of 3 series, interesting sort of psychologically looking at how you more easily win that final game, because it all rests on the series, and you only get 1 point or nothing. And it can be either 2 games swiftly winning, or you can throw things away towards this second game, and it can be more of a crushing defeat because you realize, man, we tried so hard, we played so well in the first game. Doesn't mean anything. Yeah,
it's exactly right. So everything can go back to square here. I actually like the fact that now they have the Thresh because much more pick potential. Lysandra, Thresh, Poppy going to be able to chase people down very well. See if they can make it happen.
Yeah, as we hop onto the Rift. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 between VICI Gaming and Royal Never Give Up. RNG, much prefer RNG. Royal Never Give Up, it's a weird name.
I actually like Royal Never Give Up.
Really?
Yeah.
Might be the fact that it's, you know, Star Royal Club and, you know, just get confused. Xiaohu, though, going to get pushed towards the brush. Lung, he's ready for a good eating. Another tongue lash is going to stun this guy. Zloop is hungry. The master chef. Going to be able to get him down to about 200 health. Yeah, there's the pulverize. Endless already exhausted as he has to flash over the wall. That's going to be the rend, and that's going to be first blood for RNG. We thought, you know, 12 minutes, that's when the aggression comes out. Nah, level 1.
Wish is so cute. He didn't have the range on the rend, but there's a little buffer on the range if you throw a spear into someone else. Yep. So he threw it into the support to execute Endless.
Oh, man. And that's no flash as well.
No flash. Take another look at it here. So he already had one in there. So he continues to throw spears into him, So the spear runs out. Oh, no, he does get back into range. I actually thought he'd thrown one into the support to get the range back there, but he didn't.
I wish we didn't have the replay, because that is a very, very cute idea. MLXG, they're going to be starting in full vision on his red buff, but already things going great here for RNG.
Dandy not starting a major buff. This is one of the first times we've seen a jungler not start a buff. And Looper teleports top lane. And Long isn't up there, so...
Yeah, he's already helping Dandy here.
So a change to the melee minions. First wave, they'll always attack each other. So it's very hard for the wave to like bounce in a stupid direction.
Yep.
There was always an RNG aspect that maybe your minions just wanted to gang up on someone and you would never get the lane back on your side. So at least for the first wave, can still happen second wave.
Anti-bullying.
They will all punch on with one minion only. It is a dual Atlas. Honorable minions on Summoner's Rift.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's not primary school anymore.
Oh, do you want to talk about it?
No, I don't want to. It was a really troubling time. But level 2 has been hit by Thresh and Lucian. Potent level 2. So, of course, you can see RNG playing very far back. Dandy already onto his blue buff. There's MLXG going for a long clear. Just hanging out at the moment. There he is, just going to be taking down the Stone Brothers towards the bottom side.
Actually only burnt one potion, but wants to be able to head towards the top side of the map in relatively quick order. So deciding to recall. Gets himself just a longsword, so not even going for a hunter's potion, anything like that. Wants to go towards a warrior enchant on Rek'Sai.
Oh man, easy here though, getting punished by Xiaohu here in the mid lane at the moment.
So this is the thing about Azir, he has really telegraphed damage. Like none of it comes as a surprise. Like he has an auto attack, then he Qs you. Standy coming in for a gank, this isn't telegraphed.
Yeah, Easy Hoon's going to be able to stun him here. No, doesn't actually do so as Dandy does have the red buff. There's the flash forward, but it's not going to be enough. Dandy flashes after him, is going to secure the kill. That's going to be the answer here from VICI.
So Xiaohu uses a cleanse to get out of there, and both mid and jungle have to burn a flash to get in, but definitely worthwhile. Get the kill back. This bottom lane also going very heavily in VICI's favor.
Yeah, it is going to be the Death Sentence landing here on Damata. Takes a lot of his health bar as Whoosh is trying to do some damage. Spears in there. Endless has to be a bit careful, as Whoosh has that extra long sword after the first blood.
Yeah, it also has an extra potion, it looks like, so Whoosh should be able to heal up a lot of that damage. Marta, stomp his feet, growl a little bit. He'll get some health back as well.
You can see Lupa just being a menace, spitting things onto Long. He's going to be okay. Poppy more than happy here, chilling in the top lane.
Oh.
It's just obnoxious
Who is?
to watch. Tahm Kench.
I don't know who you're talking about, because both of those champions right now,
That is true.
very hard to deal with in a laning phase, especially if you go towards Balmy Cinder on both of them. Gives you that extra health and sustain, a little bit of wave clear that you otherwise lack. Just starts that ball rolling towards the unkillable.
Yeah.
So this is, I honestly feel like Poppy, you know, they introduced all these Juggernauts, and I was like, none of them really feel Juggernauty. Then they introduced Poppy, and I was like, I understand what they mean by a Juggernaut now. Because she is unrelenting. She will chase you to the end of the earth.
Yeah.
And take you out.
She always used to.
She's like Terry Tate.
But, yeah, no, you're right. Disgusting. The fact that she now has this reliable laning phase as well with her extra shield. And Dandy, he wants some more. MLXG is taking his Raptor camp. He's going to be able to meet him here.
proc.
That is a lot of damage. The teleport's coming in. That's a fantastic knock-up from MLXG. He's just trying to save his mid laner. MLXG is going to burrow away. Xiaohu is going to survive. You can see already a scrap has broken out here on the bottom side as EasyHoon's going to get in there. That was a brilliant dark passage, and VICI are taking control.
And we said that VICI are the ones that need to up the tempo of the game. They knew that top lane had used their teleport. Lupa not able to join, so straight away Lung makes the teleport play, beats him across the map, and they're not done. Dandy's owning another person away from the turret. They're looking to grab some early gold.
Yeah, this global gold is a big deal as well. We saw how it was working yesterday with this fast-pushing strategy. Whoosh and Mata are making their way back in. Going to get hit by the buckshot, so not going to get a whole lot of damage onto that turret in the end. Xiaohu now just hanging out under his.
And because of Tahm Kench's pushing power being absolutely non-existent, Lung doesn't even miss out on much up here. He's going to get back there as they're hitting the... Whoa.
Yeah, MLXG does need to be so careful. Dandy going to take away the Raptor camp with a smite. And this is the opposite experience.
So 8 creeps is what Lupa is currently up. See how many Long get in this wave. That's going to be about 8. That's going to be completely equal. And he gets a kill for it across the other half of the map. A lot of pressure now on RNG to be able to regain some control. They picked up first blood. This shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, and MLXG was trying to pick up the Raptor camp for himself as well as Dandy gets there in time, steals that one away. So MLXG has to be so careful. The buckshot's just going to clear that one out and does have the...
So this is one of Graves' weaknesses. Clearing wards. Not great fun as we take another look at this. Caveman goes in there. Good thresh play to land EasyHoon over for a 3-man snare. It just sets Dandy and Long up for pretty much janitor duty, we'll call that one.
Yeah. And Ring of Frost is a difficult spell to use effectively just in this early stage when you don't have the Zhonyas, when you can't just ult yourself on top because, you know, you're relatively squishy. But, of course, EasyHoon using it to great effect, utilizing the Dark Passage.
Yeah, a lot of early game is counting abilities. Auto attacks haven't ramped up yet, so EasyHoon making sure that nothing was really available to blow him up, then more than comfortable diving into 3 people. As you can see, did it very effectively. And Caveman, once again, always impresses me when these young Chinese players want to take it to the senior Korean counterparts. Mata up in your face on Alistair, and Caveman just wants to fight him every step of the way.
Yeah, certainly does. Lupa is going to eat himself a poppy. Delicious.
You can see that still taking Sunfire damage inside the belly.
Not good. Balmy Cinder as...
He was like, that was one spicy meatball.
Spicy meatball. Indeed. You can see EasyHoon farming up very easily on this Lissandra, but Xiaohu's just continued to put the pressure on. Only a couple of CS behind.
Ooh, dive towards the top side of the map. Lupa gets a pink ward up, but they're going to go anyway, it looks like it. This is brave.
Yeah, Lupa does have to be very careful. Does have the grey health available as Long's going to get slowed down. Dandy trying to get on top of him. That's... Oh, the flash! He eats him! No, he doesn't! The last auto attack on the turret is going to finish that one off. Destroy some double buffs by the looks of things.
Did he just eat a creep?
I don't know, but it was bad, Spawn.
I really want to see that again because Lupa just falling down. Long does live, but able to get Dandy off the map for a little bit of time means that MLXG can finally pick up some farm. Let's take another look at it. So they really coordinate this well. Dandy uses 2 shots, Long's out of range, and he doesn't want to shoot him again. Shoots him once. Looper gets another auto attack, flashes. Auto. Eats a creep.
Eats a creep.
So Looper 100% could have survived that.
Could have almost got a double kill there as well.
Yeah, maybe. And, you know, sometimes you just click on the creep.
Yeah, sometimes you're hungry. And creep's what's on the menu when it could have theoretically been Dandy. Unlucky. Or just bad. Look, I don't think luck really played much of a part. He clicked on a minion. Prey Seeker going to help clear this one out as MLXG is just holding on for Xiaohu as he makes his way back towards the lane. Stinger completed as well as the Fiendish Codex, so 20% cooldown reduction already for this Azir as he builds towards the Nash's Tooth. Oh, wall bonk. Looper's just going to get his health turned a bit grey. Going to feel fine about it though.
Current patch, it's actually really hard to do what Long's doing. Tackle and then get the Q down straight away. As Looper taking some turret shots.
Yeah, just eats his grey health in order to get himself back there.
Of course, we gave a little bit of assistance to Poppy players on the next patch. As soon as you tackle and you Q, it just goes exactly where you want it to, not behind you.
Thank goodness, man. I was just so used to old Poppy where I was just tackling and just immediately pressing Q, and it was going behind me. I was doing all stupid things.
You're never supposed to do that old Poppy. You're supposed to tackle, get one auto attack.
Yeah, okay.
Auto attack reset.
But even so,
DFG.
You just wait a little bit longer. Oh, man. Same thing for Malphite, ladies and gentlemen, the DFG strategy. Xiaohu makes his way back towards the mid lane. Dandy is hanging out there. Does have to be a bit careful. Thunderlord's proc was available, but he didn't make it there. Long looks delicious at the moment, but not going to get eaten. And this Poppy is taking control of the top side.
Yeah, it certainly is. Has some magic resist. Probably will go towards an Iceborne Gauntlet as well for just even more sticking potentially. You can see that VICI, we mentioned that this is what they should do. You know, just leave a self-sufficient bottom lane by themselves and just focus the top side of the map. Seems to be working out quite well, apart from that one misplayed dive.
Well, so far, Mata moved his way up. He's going to head back towards the bottom side, though, as Whoosh decided that some Krugs are what he wants to take. Doesn't want to go up against this bottom lane on his own. 94 to 91, so still definitely doing well on the bottom side is Whoosh. But Endless is about to sort of hit that spike with the Essence Reaver coming in very soon. He's going to have a lot of cooldown reduction on this Lucian. Scrappy fights in the earlier stages are definitely something that Lucian can take control of.
Caveman being pinged out right now by MLXG. That Tremor Stance putting in overtime. But it looks like maybe a Dragon setting up here for VICI. Easy Hoon towards that Abyssal. Starting to hit really the first stage where Mid-Lysandra at least is very strong.
Mata going to hold on to this minion wave as Whoosh is going to make his way back. You can see he's going to make it towards the turret, but Whoosh is going to get there in time, make sure he gets all of that sweet experience. Xiaohu hanging out here in the mid lane still, so he's fallen behind in farm. We know his Azir is being strong, but see whether it's still going to be able to make an impact. I mean, it's a few patches past. Azir, difficult one to make work if you're not doing so well.
And you can see once again, all RNG want to do is try and get in on this bottom lane, get Mata going so he can roam around the map. VICI, on the other hand, they just want to continue to pick on Looper. It's very hard to dive at Tahm Kench. This is ambitious, but they want to go for it.
Yeah, they have knocked him against the wall here, but, I mean, the grey health, I mean, he's going to eat that one up. Long just trying to get as much damage on him as he can. Oh, there's going to be the Thunderlord's proc. In goes the culling as Endless is not going to find anyone due to the Rend slowing him down. Not going to be getting into the right position here. Mata, he's level 7. I mean, they've got a lot of dive potential, what with Fate's Call and the ultimate, the Unbreakable Will from this Alistar. Xiaohu just clearing minions. He's good at killing them. That is most certainly able to be said.
So a very controlled mid game at this point in time. You know, a little bit of fireworks at the start. 600 gold only for VICI. I have to say that's a kill and a little bit of extra farm picked up. But MLXG has been jungling like a madman.
Yeah.
So he's keeping up as Whoosh chunks out Caveman. He doesn't really care.
Yeah, fair bit of damage there. Thunderlord's going off as Ardent Blaze comes in, and Whoosh taking a massive burst. The Blade of the Ruined King has been used just to make sure that...
Oh, here comes a dive potentially.
Yeah, Poppy coming in. They are going to move away as quickly as possible, but Lung's running pretty
This
fast.
is bad for VICI.
Yeah, there's the flash. Uses the Dark Passage to get out. Looper teleports in as well. Everyone towards this bottom side as the mid laners are moving down. Preyseeker discovering people. Like you were saying, the Tremor Sense putting in overtime. Understanding exactly where everyone's moving. Jiahu makes it back to the mid lane, but they are going to get a red steal out of this, if anything.
So the scary thing is like you look across and you're like, whoa, she's pretty squishy. Maybe we can dive him, as they're still going.
Yeah, Abyssal Voyage comes in. That's a double knock-up as Dandy's going to be the one focused. Marta going to just knock him back towards the rest of his team. Unbreakable Will's there as Dandy gets danced around by Whoosh, and he picks up that kill. Can they grab anything else? The exhaust is down onto Lung. The Poppy doing work. It's a double kill for the Callista. Already picked that one up. Looper grabs one for himself, and RNG... Brilliant team fight.
And this is what we said. They're still going for it. MLXG seeing if he can catch up to Lung. The problem with diving, RNG, like, whoosh, he's a squishy. Jiahu, he's a squishy. They've got an Alistair. They've got a Tahm Kench. All these people that can help with the disengage. This was actually really cute out of Marta to knock Dandy back towards Whoosh. Knows he can handle the 1v1.
Oh, the ultimate missed.
Dances out of the way of the ultimate. You know, Caveman draws him closer so he can pick up another kill. Unfortunately, Lung, he's just not that strong at the moment. Very well played out of this RNG lineup.
Yeah, and despite a difficult early game, you have to say, as Dandy was really controlling things around this map, keeping Jiahu down most importantly. It doesn't really matter. Easy Hoon looking for a potential dive. Does, of course, have the ultimate in order to do so, but...
So it actually was a Cinderhulk in the end that was picked up by MLXG, going towards maybe a Sterex Gauge with that
I really hope that it's the Hydra.
Titanic Hydra. That would be really weird.
I know, right?
I'm honestly, I'm going to change it. That would be bad.
Oh, damn. Okay. That's always dangerous. Not so good. I just think it's fun, you know. You can farm very, very quickly, and that's what he's been doing this game. 77 to 67 as Easy Hoon flashes forward. That's going to be the cleanse
Here comes
used.
Dandy.
Yeah, Dandy's going to have so much burst. Does use the ultimate. The Emperor's Divide's there. The knock-up comes in from MLXG as Jiahu's trying to do some work. Collateral damage is going to be down. Preyseeker picks it up. MLXG, cool guys don't look at explosions, and they turn around the dive. Jiahu barely escaping alive, and he picks up a kill even on Caveman.
Wow, in the end, RNG, everything is just turning in their favor. Even when VICI are looking to get aggressive, Marta,
Nice Ring of Frost there from Easy Hoon to stop the cow in his tracks.
But this may be a mid lane turret as well. Marta and MLXG, they're really far into enemy territory right now. They don't care.
Yeah, MLXG's gone for a swim, man. He doesn't mind.
Dandy failed over the gap because of where the wall was. Jiahu lived on nothing.
And then had the audacity to come back. As Marta's just going to flash headbutt Caveman underneath the turret. Just delivered the kill to his mid laner. Beautifully played stuff. And you're right. It doesn't necessarily even seem like RNG are planning things out this time around. It's just, honestly, Jiahu living on absolutely nothing and VICI just trying to force things.
Yeah, so that's what it is. VICI are trying to force. And we said that, yeah, they need to up the tempo, but you need to pick the ways you're doing it. Instead of running through an enemy jungle and looking for a fight or going for these aggressive turret dives, you know? Like, set up around a dragon, get control of an area, get some good deep vision and look for some bad rotations through the jungle. Instead, they're just trying to, I guess, brute force it. When you have so much disengage in the way of an Alistair, a Tahm Kench, and a Azir, throwing a Callista there for good measure, it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, Looper, he's eating the Poppy at the moment, but Poppy pretty strong as far as the dueling capacity is concerned. And
Looper, no stranger, with that grey health, will definitely come out the better of that trade.
it's a decent point. Does now have the Swifty boots as they're still scrapping. They're just fighting each other, Spawn, all the time.
Certainly are. Poppy's really good at sustained trades. She only needs that tackle into the Q combo to really make it work. It's Easy Hoon sweeping out some wards, just making sure that he's giving Lung. This has probably been the most impressive thing of VICI, how much support they've given. It's endless now.
Oh, Fate's Call was used. That's a catch, actually, but Marta says, yeah, bring it on. Doesn't really mind at all.
Triumphant Roar, I'm going to say, is the most intimidating spell in the game.
Reminds me very much of, you know, Singed laughing. You know, because you just sort of like, you get caught by something and then he just goes, raw.
Yeah, ready? Here it comes again. There it is.
Yes, bring it. Bring it, boys. I'm ready. Dandy, though, as you said, yeah, frustrating clearing out Woods' graves. Why can't I have 3? I don't want to have to quick draw to be able to kill this ward.
You reckon that's bad? You wait till you have to take on a pink.
Oh, man.
That is like a raid boss for Graves. Needs 3 spell rotations to get rid of those things.
Yeah, well, ease traded here by these mid laners as Xiao doesn't really want to go toe-to-toe. Understands that there's a lot of people heading towards his lane. Standy and Caveman are moving up there. MLXG, sort of no man's land at the moment.
Rocking a hard place.
Yeah, doesn't have Void Rush. He's going to head towards the top side. Long, he's going to find him, not going to get the stun.
Good knock-up, actually, from MLXG. And the whiff. Oh.
Yeah, doesn't land. Looper's here.
Matter.
Everyone's, you know, pretty tanky on this side, but it's not going to be enough. And, in fact, I believe MLXG just died in the belly of his top lane.
Yeah, he certainly did. So that's a much better rotation. As we said, get good vision control. Spot someone out. Make sure that you can collapse on them. It's what VICI need to start doing. Very good play for all members to rotate on the same page. See what they can get out of this now. So we take another look at it. MLXG, he got a really good knock up here. Looks like he was actually going to be able to make his way out after Caveman whiffed that. But Easy Hoon able to come in. Good CC out of Lissandra. Just chains it up so well, and both people go down.
Well, the rest of the lanes were pushed forward, Xiao especially, getting himself back up in this CS game, but they are going to lose a turret. Xiao builds one for himself to make up for it.
And this is where you see how confident your Azir players are. If you're willing to stay at that second build turret, clear waves, create this a zone for your bottom lane to be able to take out another turret. RNG, even though MLXG and Looper got caught on the top side of the map, Xiao, Woosh, and Mata able to do good things and, I guess, turn the trade back in their favor.
Yeah, and it's a much closer game, though, Spawn. I mean, it's only about 1,000 gold in it at this particular point. RNG not dealing with having the huge lead that it was last time at 20 minutes into the game. A lot of auto attacks into Easy Hoon, but
now there is so much pressure on Easy Hoon and Long to be able to get onto this annoying backline. We've mentioned the Tahm Kench Alistair a couple of times. Throw an Emperor's Divide in there. How is a Lissandra and a Poppy actually able to get in there and assassinate Woosh or assassinate Xiao? Because if they get rid of one of the damage threats, it's very good for the team, but to get rid of both with all of that peel, going to be very difficult to execute on. And RNG just looked like, once again, very good objective control, able to push out lanes. Playing this one nice and slow, but they don't really have to go much quicker.
Yeah, they're just looking calm. They're not looking like they're forcing things this time around. They do have the scaling power of the Azir. They've got the big tanks in Looper's Tahm Kench as well as MLXG on this Rek'Sai. So it looks like they're just happily going about their business. Derek's Gauge almost completed now for MLXG as well, unless that is going to be the Titanic Hydra.
No,
but it is just completed now, as well as those Ninja Tabe at the same time. So he's going to be able to stay in amongst these fights quite a lot. And the base damages as well of a Rek'Sai is nothing to scoff at. I like that.
Well, there's only one AP carry on the other team, and that is Easy Hoon. And really, if he's unloading, as Caveman a little bit caught here.
Yeah, a bit of aggression from Mata. Does get caught by the death sentence. May have to think about ulting here as he's very, very low. Collateral damage comes in. Fate's Call going to have to be used from Woosh to get his support player out.
Easy Hoon didn't follow that claw in there. I actually don't know whether I agree with that. Looked like a good team fight was starting to come out there.
It's going to be a free turret, though. He's going to take that one down instead, and MLXG going to tunnel back towards this one. So it is going to be the win. But you're right. I mean, the aggressive play was there on a silver platter.
Yeah, but instead they would just control the top side of the jungle, and this is what we said VICI need to do a little bit more of. Maybe not pull the trigger on those plays, although that one I definitely would have. And just continue to work yourself around. They pick up an objective, clear all the minion waves, get them pushing in their favor.
And everyone moving around as a unit as well. Not going to get caught out. Of course, last game was all about VICI getting a little bit caught out. This time around, having a little bit more control.
Rylai's Crystal Scepter for Xiao, who finished now.
Already?
This is
wow.
massive. They've got so much peel for Woosh to be able to go to work. We mentioned the fact that this actually might be a patch where Callista is buffed just because of how much she liked Mercurial Scimitar. Of course, now it gives you lifesteal. So the double lifesteal build can actually be the Merc Scimitar. And that seems to be coming out as a third item for Woosh. I really like that. Teleport in the top lane, though. Yeah,
VICI looking to try and turn this one around. Easy Hoon comes in as Mata tries to find the Pulverize, but doesn't get there. Woosh is going to use the QSS, but he's very, very low. He gets knocked up into the air. That's going to be the kill. Easy Hoon locks that one down, and now Looper It's just not going to be able to do so much against 4 members of this team. He lasts a long time, does use his flash to get out, but Endless is going to get down there, and in the end, he's going to pick up that kill. Dandy gets caught just a little. So now the Prey Seekers are coming through, but it's a massive man advantage here on the top side here for VICI.
And you can see RNG, they're actually stuck on the wrong side of the map. They cannot chase Dandy. Long, he's pretty quick. He's also got some Swifties. He's going in.
Yeah, Emperor's Divide is going to be available as Long gets himself right in there.
Oh!
Whoa! The cleanse is going to have to be used from Xiaohu there as MLXG doesn't get under the wall and gets caught out by Easy Hoon. Dandy grabs it with some collateral damage from the backside, and they're pinging out on Baron.
And with the jungler down, that will be a Baron potentially started up here for VICI. Still need to be careful. Alistair's in the area. Azir, with all of that zone potential, did not use the Emperor's Divide, instead burnt the Summoner spell. This could potentially still be a challenge out of the RNG lineup. Tahm Kench has ultimate. They can make this happen.
Yeah, it could take the voyage towards the Baron. It's not going to be another steal
coming
because
in.
MLXG is not available. The knock-up is there. Marta all the way in. Does have the ultimate. Easy Hoon's getting some spears stuck into him. Baron gets secured by VICI. But is this going to be all she wrote now as the kills are coming down?
Whoosh is getting some resets.
RNG, and Whoosh is very, very high health. It's a double kill in the end for Lupa. They grab 3. That's still 2 members with Baron on the side of VICI and a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah, still probably in VICI's favor, but that is the best that RNG could have hoped for. 2 members got out over the back wall, one using a flash, the other just dashing over in Endless. And that stops some of the aggression that would have eventuated if VICI had been able to get that Baron for free. So I like the shot call there. 3 versus 5. They had to make it happen. Lupa came in at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. Mata just disrupting and gets Fates called out.
I actually think Xiaoku could have gone a little bit earlier in this one. Probably about now, as soon as they went onto Easy Hoon. Waited a little bit too long for me. Meant that he got blown up relatively quickly. And Whoosh here, he would have been licking his lips with that Hurricane. Would have been like, oh, the Ren sets are going to come out, but 2 members getting over the wall.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate, unable to slow them down or stab them to death over that wall.
And the important thing is that the AD carry who you want sieging and your split pusher and Lung are the 2 people that have the Baron buff. So it may as well be on 5 members in a way.
That's a good point.
Because you're going to group as 4 and you're going to push out with your other member. So they kept the Baron on the relevant members. It just wasn't the huge gold lead that they were looking to get off a 1 team fight and the Baron buff.
Yeah, the massive turnaround. RNG still hold the lead as far as the kills are concerned, and 2 turrets to 2 is still there. So this game, very, very close, despite that 1 dragon going over to RNG, and the gold lead for VICI still being at around that 2,000 mark. But with the Baron now picked up, we'll see whether they can make anything else happen. Lupa trying to hold on to this, but Long, it's going to be very difficult to stop this freight train rolling.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you know, with the Baron upgrade, there's not really much Lupa can do to wave clear here, so he's forced to back away. VICI, they were equal in turrets, now looking to pick some up in their favor. Should be able to start swinging this gold lead back to even, although Whoosh across the map, doing a very good job of knocking them down himself. Needs to be careful that he doesn't give too much away.
No, this is another inner turret falling down here as VICI, a lot of damage with that Graves there. He just does so much work to structures as Lupa's going to try and pick up this minion wave now. Not going to lose the inhibitor turret.
So the 2-for-1 special with VICI, starting to grow that gold lead just a little bit. Maybe even pick themselves up a Dragon. That'll be their first of the game.
MLXG is here. This Caveman is going to have that death sentence available. Going to use it to get himself over the wall, and Dandy going to pick that one up with a smite. No worries at all.
And here comes Easy Hoon.
Yeah, they're looking for Marta. Not going to find him with the Ring of Frost. Is MLXG considering heading his way in? Dark Passage now on cooldown if they want to get out. Xiao takes a ride. Not going to get too much more as VICI just back away.
Thought he caught Lung out there, Xiao, who wanted to get behind him. Didn't have the flash available. So they're going to set up a turret and see if they can siege mid lane against Baron's creeps. That's a bit optimistic.
Certainly is. Abyssal Voyage is available now for Lupa, though. So he can make his way in with that or the teleport. Now MLXG just tunneling his way around. So the rest of RNG just looking to try and consolidate, slow things down, get back into this game. 3,000 gold. Nothing to worry about, but if VICI are good at anything, it's the slow game. We just move towards the end game and pick up the fights that way, but could be dangerous against RNG that seem to be team fighting very well today.
Yeah, they certainly do. And RNG, you know, this is the first time that we've really seen them play from a deficit, Atlas. So we'll see how they're able to turn this one back into their favor.
And historically, I mean, they've been pretty good at losing games. I mean, if they lose, they generally lose pretty quickly.
Yeah, they lost in pretty quick and fun fashion.
but not this time. Things still very, very slow. Anything can happen. Looper.
Oh, trades well with Endless.
Yeah. It's a lot of armor that he's picked up. He's got a Warden's Mail there, Sunfire Cape, another Chain Vest. Deadman's Plate looks to be coming in pretty soon. Yeah,
potentially Deadman Plate. That would be pretty scary.
Just run at you. Just get your tongue out, man. Scary stuff. Long found MLXG being a nuisance. He's going to have a Deadman's Plate potentially pretty soon as well. See what he is going to pick up there, but VICI, now that the Baron buff worn off, just going to go back to farming things out, slowing things down, moving forward. Of course, Easy Hoon's huge right now. 2-1 and 5. 5 CS in the lead, but he's got the Zhonya's, he's got the Rod of Ages that's getting towards fully stacked, now at 8, and Abyssal Scepter's there as well. MLXG, oh, okay, just need to be careful.
They're pinging this very heavily. You can see on the top side of the map, Lung is collapsing.
Yeah, he's going to find Whoosh as well. Does have that W, which makes life for a Callista pretty difficult to deal with. Heal comes out, but he's kiting very, very well. Easy Hoon's going to make his way in. Whoosh has to be so careful. The exhaust goes down immediately, but that's going to be the frozen tomb. Whoosh flashing out of the way as Xiaohu, yeah, exactly right, just hanging out over this one. They've still got some health bars left. VICI have to be careful. He's all the way in there. That Emperor's Divide was massive, and now he's got himself some room to maneuver. MLXG making his way in. Endless, though, he wants it. Going to pick it up, and VICI take the team fight.
What the heck, Xiaohu? You shoved 4 members on Whoosh's face.
It looked really good.
80 carry, man. It was just like, the idea is you get them all grouped up, they all get rendered down, but let's have a look at the execution. You know, very good flank from Long. He takes so long to deal with. This is a 2v1 the whole time. They make it a 3v1. They even bring Marta back in. Easy Hoon gets exhausted at the perfect moment. But this is where you start questioning RNG. They're kiting back brilliantly. I mean, separate Easy Hoon from the rest of the team.
Yeah.
But instead, he goes in and just shoves everyone onto his team's head. Tries to get as much done. Actually, Whoosh was pretty low. You know, Xiaohu, he did the best he could in that position. Didn't have any Sand Soldiers available. It just looked hilarious.
Yeah, but think about if he had flashed over the other side of the Baron Pit and then pushed them all away, and then they all chased after them. I don't know. Maybe that would have gone better. But look, benefit of hindsight's there. Dandy's going to get caught out by the looks of things.
That was very close.
Yeah, he needed to clear the vision, man. It's a big deal. But as the dust settles, Xiaohu's just going to be protecting his open inhibitor now. They didn't manage to get the inhibitor itself, but the turret is now dead. And VICI have an 8,000 gold lead. This is the kind of balloon that makes games very difficult to win on the other side. And it looks like VICI heading towards game number 3.
But still so much control on the side of RNG. We have to mention that, you know, Xiaohu with that Emperor's Divide, with the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, now has a Void Staff as well. Going to be doing some good damage. Whoosh, very good at kiting back. As long as they can get Lung off him, it's going to be good things. And Baron's up. Yeah, Dandy's still a while away. With the Callista, they have great Baron secure.
Yeah, they're taking it very quickly here as well. That Baron is not lasting long, down to about 2,000 health. Yeah, that's the Rend. That's going to be used, and they pick that one up for free. Easy. Don't even worry about it.
Dandy getting caught out on the very wrong side of the map does ultimately cost his team a Baron. You know, we were saying 7,000 gold, that's a pretty big margin to be ahead, but now with a Baron buff, Creep's pushing back in the other direction. It's going to be pretty easy for RNG to try and even this one out.
Yeah, the Bloodthirst now completed by Whoosh has the QSS, so triple lifesteal items potentially, yeah. Double Deadman's Plate has been completed here as well. Looper grabs his as well as MLXG. They're going to have a bit of extra damage, but mostly movement speed. The extra slow might be a little bit more difficult for Long to single out.
And this is where Azir has always excelled, you know, able to set up that turret, poke people off, and then just use his W every now and again to start chunking it out. You can see that he's making very short work of these turrets.
And that gold lead is evaporating here as well. Was 8,000, now down to 5. No response here from VICI at all. So they clear out the minion waves.
Wonder if they'll base race here. You can see Xiaohu wants to be able to protect his turret. Not happy that they're taking it.
Yeah, that soldier's just like, no, I can't really do much.
And using MLXG for the split push. He has a Baron buff. He has Void Rush available as well. So can get down to the other end of the map. Looks like they want to trade some map control for the Dragon here. Love this call out of RNG. Remember, gold, much more important than Dragon at this stage of the game. It's the second one at 33 minutes. It's going to give them absolutely nothing. And in return, they're looking to take a base turret in the mid lane. and a tier 2 in the bottom.
Yeah, and they'll grab the top lane turret as well. No worries at all. Looper makes his way around. Baroned up minions here just going to help out. Doesn't really matter. The back comes through from EasyHoon. We'll see what he decides to pick up. Might be that Leandri's Torment at this stage.
Gold lead
Is
back
going to be.
towards the 4,000 gold mark, so they've halved that already. There's still a bottom lane turret. They're pinging it out. Long did a good job of shoving the lane as hard as possible.
That's a lot of gold moving up that lane, though, that Whoosh is just going to eat up. Looper's actually decided to pick that one up for himself. Get his way towards what looks like a Randuin's Omen.
He's going to be massive. If he
So
finishes
hard
up
to
with a Thornmail, there's no way that either AD carry can attack him. All of a sudden, it becomes all up to EasyHoon to be able to get out this Tahm Kench. And with Dead Man's Plate, surprisingly mobile for a big guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Gets around the battlefield.
Oh, man. And he's like this little catfish with like this like red thing following him around as well. Sort of thematically feels good.
You're the first person to ever call Tahm Kench a little catfish. I don't know.
I'm standing too far away from the screen, man. He looks small from here.
The reference of scale, by the way, Malphite is a mountain. Tahm Kench arguably bigger than him. Catfish.
Have you seen Vayne? She's about the same size as Malphite as well. I mean, things are very, very weird as far as scale is concerned in this video game spawn. I like it, though.
Oh, she just has high heels on.
I don't think they get you that much. Close, though. We do have the minion wave game going on as we're just talking about the size of catfish and mountains, comparing them as if they're normally supposed to be relatively similar. Endless going to throw out the culling just to try and keep things off.
Baron
it doesn't kill
is
the
gone,
wave.
so all of a sudden RNG have to start respecting VICI a little bit more. They're still about 5,000 gold in the lead, VICI, so they're not too worried. And Long, once again, looking for a flank.
Yeah, Marta's actually going to find him here as he has popped the ultimate already. RNG, they burst out into the fight. EasyHoon finds his way into the backline. Xiaohu relatively low already as EasyHoon uses the Zhonya's. He's creating so much space as Whoosh is dancing around this fight. EasyHoon picks up MLXG. Marta very, very low. Has to use the flash as EasyHoon makes his way into the backline. Picks up more kills and Whoosh is just dead. Looper now the last man standing. And Marta, he's just backing in the pit here.
Dandy, no!
Okay, picks him up.
You were
and
my
that's
brother.
Gonna be the ace. This could very well be the game right now.
That is the game. VICI, in the end, they pull the trigger. They wait out the Baron buff incredibly patiently. And this is the strength of Poppy. 2-1-14.
Oh, man.
Once again, having a great game. 16 out of 19 kill participation. Was just able to start the team fights that they needed towards the end of the game.
Yeah, and finished off with a more of Malmortius and that Iceborne Gauntlet as well. So actually had a fair bit of damage towards the end and was really just dealing with people as this one worked forward. So VICI, fantastic game number 2, moving towards game number 3 now, Spawn, with all of the momentum. And this is a team that looked like, in between games, they were rallying, and this can be very difficult, especially early on.